found a front guard to fit the Öhlins forks. So it's off a Street Fighter, I would say. So that should mount up. And the other thing I'm going to try today is to try and put the 200 back tire in the 6-inch rim in here. So we'll see how we go with that one. That's probably going to be a lot harder than bolting a front mudguard on, but I'll kick an easy goal first with the guard and then try and get this back wheel in. Suppose that looks alright. I'll definitely got to go green butt because sticks out like a sore thumb being pearl white. But alright, back wheel time. I jumped onto MrCycles.com and worked out that the rim, this rim off 97 model ZX7, takes the same sprocket carrier and disc as my ZXR 91 model. So that saved me a few dollars. It's the same part number exactly, but now we'll just have to hope that it fits in there. It's all been done before. The fellas on the Facebook group reckon, so we're gonna have a go ourselves. It fitted straight in. The hub spacing of the rim with all the Quacker 750 spaces all were perfectly the same. Big diameter difference on this tyre. So this is a 200 by 60. I'm going to have to be a bit careful up the front here for clearance because that's with the wheel right back. But it's got a pretty decent boot on the back of it now. Next part is to figure out if the chain is going to miss it. Like as the chain shoots through here. And then I suppose the next part of it will be the anchor arm for the caliper. Someone mentioned that might be a problem as well. So it's a new day, so I'm going to have a crack at putting the brake caliper on and the rear brake anchor arm, which runs up the front here to that black eyelet, and then see what we need to do to make it all work. So back brake time. Okay, the caliper's on the disc. The bracket, rear caliper hanger, there's a gap by finger width. So that's obviously a drama. So when I measure the disc to where the sprocket carrier runs here, from there to the inside of the disc, there's about 10 or 15 mil difference. So it's actually inboard on the ZX7R. So we'll have a bit more of a think and see how we're going to fix it. So what I've done was I mounted the anchor arm up the front, bolted it up at the back just loosely, mounted the caliper up and backed off the 6 disc retaining bolts all the way until they came out, and then just wound them in probably 2 turns, nothing. So that there is the amount that I need to be able to space the back disc out to offset it to make it run true in the rear caliper. And even at that amount, it still barely misses the rod, the back brake anchor arm rod. The wheel's not straight, but it just misses it. So that's what I need to work out now, is how I'm going to do the rear disc offset. Make some spaces up for these disc bolts to give a proper indication of what sort of offset that I'm going to need, and then figure out how to do it. So after playing around with spaces for a little while, I thought I'll stop and have a better look rather than just going at it. So from the seal down here to this face that the disc bolts on, it's sort of about the same distance. There's no offset, so from down at that seal to there. Yet on the original Quacker wheel, there's a seal, and that's the amount of step in the rim to push the disc out wide. So yeah, that's the difference I've got to duplicate with my spacers. So I'll have a bit of a measure up, see if I can work out what it is. I reckon it's about probably 13 mil. So I'll measure that now. Where I'm up to is I've got the center of the caliper sitting in the center of the disc. It took 16 millimeters to push it out to the correct distance. So I don't know if there's such a thing as an offset rear disc. I'll see how I'm going to do that later. Pretty sure it needs to sit on the center boss, like down on here. It can't just stand on those posts. So, but at the moment, 16mm gives me the clearance where I can put the brake anchor arm on and spin the wheel, and it turns around, no worries at all. And as far as clearance goes, pretty much I've got minimal clearance, but it shouldn't get any wider than that anyway. I'm not even sure if the rear wheel's straight, so at worst I'd be able to get that notched out and a piece welded in there, so that's all pretty good.